Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Now, before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It helps us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting us a little bit further, consider becoming a member here on our channel. Memberships gain access to some really cool emotes and you get to support me, which is really nice. And it starts at $2 a month. In addition to that, if you are interested in joining our community, we do have a couple of open slots that are opening up this week right now in some of our currently active games. And if you just want to join our Discord server, hang out with us, you can do that as well. It's through our Patreon. You just get in there at any of the tiers, it gets you into our server, and you can hang out. But that's enough rambling. Let's get into the game. All righty then. I didn't set everybody's positions properly. So, Tolsha, tell us what happened last time.
Last time, we arrived in the forest after, getting on a boat and going upstream, where we decided to start investigating the rumors of the area of, the giant ants and the giants. Initially looking for the giants, we fanned out in a search party kind of formation, and Lily stumbled upon a giant hole in the ground while I ended up finding what looked to be a observation post that was well hidden on the beach. We weren't exactly able to figure out what the notes in that observation area were and or exactly what the potion we found was, other than exponentially increased growth, but likely be permanent. Notes we found were in not I'm blanking on the language, but it's the Empire one. Zemnian. For some reason I think it's a dash, but I know no, that's a city. After that, we trapped that chest that we found that had all that stuff in there and recovered it. Hopefully whoever was using it will find it later and not realize the explosive potential of it until after they open it. Returned to the forest, we continued to march forward until we stumbled upon a bunch of giant worker ants who we dispatched pretty swiftly, finding out that they were weak to bludgeoning. And as we were harvesting the ants, we noticed the forest went quiet. And at that point, we'd all decided to hide and wish the giants showed up. And we decided to follow them back to wherever they're making their home in hopes of removing them and any others that might be there.
So, you followed them to a resting point where they took a short break, and all of you took a short rest as well. However, they didn't take a full rest. They just rested their feet, stood up, and left again, where all of you were left with a, circumstance. Let Bernie and I believe Shale, who was also very hurt, take a break to heal up and then track after them again, or try to track after them again and risk getting hurt. The party decided to take their short rest. So yes, you already rolled your hit dice, correct? Shale, did you roll your hit die?
I did. I think I took it back after we were talking about logistics of staying here. So if we're staying here for the full hour, I'll re-roll it.
I confirmed at the end of our talk last week that we did take the short rest. So, yeah. So while you're all waiting there, resting up, Lily being antsy at the anticipation of this moment, you all hear rustling in the bushes behind you as Marion walks forward.
I throw a hammer at it.
Oh, there he is.
Are you actually throwing the hammer at me?
No, I'm just fucking around.
I wanted to know if I needed to duck.
Hey guys, what the fuck?
My knee.
You know,
For a guy that goes to taverns and deals with adventurers, why is his vomit always yellow?
I don't know much about vomit or its general qualities. I mean, yeah, you feel free to research the topic if you want.
So, I assume there's just a bunch of bodies on the floor right now with the ants.
No, they left the piles of ants that you walked through, noticing the markings of your family killing them all, and they seem to be resting near a stream that has a lot of giant footprints. And by giant, I mean it would take you 2 to 3 steps and strides to walk from end to end of the footprint.
Right. So ants. Right.
What?
A lot of ants.
Yes, we encountered a troop of lumberjack ants that has been apparently working with these giants somehow. Well, I suppose. Hey, who has the container with the supposed queen?
That'd be Lily.
Why don't you show it to your brother?
Lily takes out the jar and hands it over to Miriam.
Miriam, nature check. That may be a queen fire ant, red ant. But it also has tiny runic markings on its forehead that nobody else seemed to have noticed.
Is it like I need like a magnifying glass to try to
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah.
There's markings on its head. Can't quite make it out though. Definitely keep this safe. We can look into that later.
I guess it's good that we didn't free it then.
Why would you have freed it?
It's an ant.
It's a fire ant. Those things hurt.
Sure, but free it or kill it. This one's at least regular size.
Miriam, can you draw the rune on this paper here?
No, he can't read it.
Yeah, need like a magnifying glass or something.
Lily was asking if he. Oh no, so he can't read it, so he can't draw it.
He notices it is an arcane sigil, but he can't make it out without a magnifying glass.
Oh. Now I gotta check my inventory.
Well, if you need a magnifying glass, we do have a kind of other way to magnify the ant. If you really
I
want
know
to
what
take
you
a look.
mean.
Yes, but I'm not sure I want to. I'm just putting the idea out there. If it's let's go. Let's track down these giants and see what else we got.
Indeed, I'm excited to give this plan a try.
Okay. Now, Shale, with no ability check needed, you can easily track these giants. They have very large, heavy feet that dig very deeply into the ground. And you being adept and knowledgeable about giants themselves, you're perfectly capable of tracking them at this point. Once you have their scent, it's not an issue.
Yeah,
So-
we just make our way, trying to keep as quick a pace as possible since we're probably a healthy ways behind both of them.
So, are you all trying to be stealthy or trying to catch up to them?
Miriam wants to be stealthy. They're giants.
Well,
They're giants that haven't been around for the last hour. So we are going to be very quick and fast and not worry about stealth until about an hour or so into our trek.
Alrighty then. So, you all quicken your pace, marching through the woods as easily as possible and following the exact tracks of these giants. It's the easiest cleared out path for each of you. If they nimbly step through here, you all can run through here without any real issue. As you travel for the better part of about 40 minutes or so, Tolsha and Shale both notice the forest quiet again, alerting you that you are moving into their proximity. This part of the forest looks significantly different. The wood is darker, twisted. The grass in the surrounding area appears to be yellowed, almost aged and unhealthy. The quietness in the surrounding area is a little alarming, but more alarming is those of you with a passive of 12 or higher noticing the carcasses of dead humanoids hanging from high tree branches.
what kind of humanoids? Various, like regular, like humans, elves, whatever.
Various humanoids. Yup.
Do they look dressed in a particular manner? Does it look like they were soldiers or some kind of...
Wait. Did everyone in the party actually see that?
I think so.
Mhm.
Wow. I'm just used to having one person in the party with shit stat on wisdom. But yes, Bernie, good question. The outfit of them appears to be unique in make. They look to have battle-worn scars outside of the components of their carcasses that are presumably being eaten by the giants. By your best estimate, adventurers.
Well, I think we found the other group that set out to deal with these things. And if anything, it serves as proof that they absolutely need to be dealt with.
Agreed.
Last question. Are they hung by their necks or is this by like arms, feet, whatever?
Skewered,
Okay.
piked on branches.
So we're dealing with Dracula.
They are certainly impaled.
I mean, if
That is
anything,
what
it doesn't
all
have
of you are looking at now.
a dark grave. It's not that they don't have to be impaled upwards. It could also be like sideways. It's more of a, what's that tree enemy in Witcher?
The Whomping Willow. Yes.
close enough.
But anyways, they're just all over.
I think it might be safe to say that, yeah, we're not dealing with the friendly sort of giant. Might need to be extra careful if you plan on talking to one.
Well, it seems like we're getting closer, so we should probably spring our plan as soon as we see them.
And Shale has cast Pass Without a Trace at this point, fearing for everybody's safety. So
Stealth
we
checks.
got that going again.
Right.
Guidance.
Wow, pretty low rolls. 17, 14, 25, 16.
37.
You can't guidance your stealth check because you have to re-guidance every minute or
Oh.
so in order to have it affect you. So no. But anyways, a 35 helps the average. I think your average comes out to just about like 19, 20-ish. Yeah. If it wasn't for the dust being pushed up and settling gently behind each of you, this might have been a very, well, poorly planned stealth mission in there. Thanks to Shale, though, you all are safe. Moving through this open, wooded area, you can smell decay, rot, and a mix of fruit coming from up ahead. And you smell all of this before you see this very, very large cave that sits about 40 feet high at the tallest reach of the mouth. And you can smell all of that wafting out towards you. As you look over at the mouth of the cave and notice that there is a tremendous amount of lumber here. All of the trees that have been cut down, the branches on them trimmed and tossed into stacks on the side, and they are well organized and stacked, including what looks to be a fresh stack directly beside all of them, not yet shapen. As all of you approaching,
Well, shit.
I was still speaking.
My bad.
As all of you were approaching, there's plenty of places for your small selves to hide from these giants. And you hear the hefty footsteps of one of them stepping outside as he picks up one of the trees, takes a gigantic axe, and starts whittling off the branches of it. Now you may go.
Well, shit. I was hoping to talk to them before they got back here.
Well,
We can still go with my plan, however, the issue is that now there might be more, as well as ants.
What were you saying, Bernie?
well, we still need to subdue them anyway. And, well, let's go for killing. But if we have the chance, try to keep one of them alive so we can talk to it.
DM, given my heritage, can I tell what kind of giant this is?
Oh, absolutely. Unlike Lily, you weren't taught the superficial aspect of your version of giant as a language, the Goliath culture. You were also taught about the ancestry because of your relation to your school. And the giants, these are hill giants. Based off of their look, probably fairly young, like maybe only early 20s. Giants usually die by the time they're 160, 170. So that would put them right past the stages of adolescence. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If I might make a suggestion that could work, I could still attempt to talk to them and cause a distraction and everyone else can prepare an ambush.
Well, sure. I mean, if you are willing, just you probably have some tricks to get away quickly, right? In case it all goes south.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then I see no problem with the plan, but we should work out some of the details. How are we going to open this assault? Do we have any good... do you still have that? Oh, wait, no. Black powder gives off quite a loud noise if we use it. But at the same time, if one of those things lets out some kind of war cry, I think everything in 5 miles is going to be alerted anyway.
I think we should assume that whenever we start fighting, others are going to hear it. Who I'm especially worried about is the mother they mentioned.
Right. I agree. Though they did say, didn't they, that they had until tomorrow to do something. And well, if I just get the sense that this their mother or any other giants in their family or tribe might be some distance away.
Joey, quick question. How, like, I know this is a big cave because it's got giants going in it. How big is the entrance, though? Like, how wide in terms of, like, feet, give or take?
30, 35-ish.
Is this the same giant that had the splinter?
Roll me a d2. 1, yes. 2, no. No. And Mary and I whispered something to
Well,
you.
there's certainly many ways to go about culling the numbers, which is what we've been sent off to do. But if you want to implement whatever you're thinking, certainly you can go ahead, Lily. If anything is to go wrong, I think we should just probably meet back here for safety.
Yes, and if things do go wrong, I do not believe that these giants are very nimble. They have a long stride, but I still have my lubricant spray.
And Lily shows off the bottle she uses for the grease spell.
Which should be useful.
Word of caution. They seem quite young for giants, which means they will not travel too far from home.
Right.
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 Means our job may be a little bit easier as well. We don't have to go tracking anymore down if they're all here.
Is there
Yes,
there
Bernie?
some way we could I mean, you're quite smart people. There must be some way we can trick them to or scare them off somehow. I mean, if they are larger than hill giants normally are, they must have had some kind of interaction with the Imperial agents and that substance we found. Which means that they, well, it seems like they only got to this area quite recently. They must have lived somewhere else before, right? Or
I mean,
If you would like, survival check looking at the surrounding area. This is where they inhabit, so you could get a gauge from that if you would like.
right.
By your best estimates, they've lived in this area for a very long time. Like, based off of how old Marion is claiming they might be, probably their whole lives. But apparently they were never an issue until recently, so. The number of adventurers up in that tree, or those trees, is more than just the group, the single group you heard about coming out here. And there are carcasses older than that up there as well. This is definitely a long-lived-in location.
I mean, whenever having to deal with like some type of predator or, well, disruptive party in the area, creatures, it's pretty straightforward. You can either, wipe them out one by one, or in most cases, if you take out the leader, there tends to be a bit of a vacuum and they can sometimes scatter and go to other places.
But given what we've seen, that would just make it other places' problems.
Yes, very much true, but our only issue is getting up that river and getting to our father.
You said that the substance, right? It passes through the system. Lily, or who was it?
Tulsa,
Tulsa,
yeah.
right.
I believe. Yeah.
Well,
Time.
that should mean that if they have been affected by it, it should pass through their system at some point too, right? I'm not sure how quick a hill giant system is, but maybe there is some way we could poison them. And I look over at Kurt in some similar manner as to his latest predicaments.
You want to gigantify a giant?
No, I want to have them expel their own contents so as to maybe quicken the process of getting the stuff out of their system.
TM, do they look about normal size for hill giants?
Yeah, but the mouth of the cave is a little big for them.
Bernie, I think the digestive system for a giant is different from a normal person's.
Are you saying it's bigger?
That's one thing, yes.
Oh, I didn't quite get that.
Bernie, do you have anything to fight at range?
Well, I do have some javelins.
Right, okay. Just giants can be quite dangerous even if you are adequately trained to deal with them.
I think that if we're going to do this, we need to do it soon. That giant is almost done with the last of the trees.
Well, it was your plan, Lily. What is it that we need to do?
Find a good place, a good vantage point to attack when necessary.
And then Lily will kind of start walking out a bit into, probably the open to kind of like, she's still in her ant costume and she's trying to give off, maybe not give off something, but kind of be slightly noticed.
You're trying to be noticed by this giant.
Kinda. And once she's a distance away from her party, who's still, stealthed and such, and probably moving into a better position, she'll say in giant, "Hi there."
With your mechanical voice box.
Right. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay.
And meanwhile, I guess we're trying to sneak around.
We're
Get to
already
s-
in a spot where we're stealthed. We have no need to move. So just
But you're pretty far away.
Yeah, that's the
You're
problem.
pretty far away. Yeah.
How far would you say?
That's, I would gauge all of you keeping a healthy berth, probably like 100 feet or so.
Right.
And with Lily approaching to be noticed, she gets within about 50 feet or so. Bernie, if you would like to try to sneak up ahead, you're welcome to, but yeah.
I'll try to get within 75.
Okay.
Let's try and
Urian's
move.
staying right here in his nice little 200-foot away thing.
Oh, by
Let's
the
try
way,
and move just a little bit closer then, guys.
Okay.
Go
I
ahead.
think to also maybe add to the disguise as well, she has Misty like right behind her, like holding on to her hips like it was a thorax. Like Misty's acting as a thorax to her ant costume.
You
The
mean
butt part.
undercarriage?
I want you to roll a straight performance check, Lily. Performance check.
Well,
roll a
fuck.
performance check. Let's see how well he takes seeing this monstrosity in front of him. He's not a cyclops. He's not blind. He can see perfectly fine.
Well, shit. Like my performance, not Misty,
Nobody
right?
has blinded me.
Your performance.
I think I'm gonna use that that what's it called I had from last time, the inspiration.
The don't be a shitty person inspiration. Go ahead.
Yeah.
You got it.
Just
Thank you for not being a shitty person. By the way, Miriam, I watched that show last week. It's fucking hilarious. Thank you for the suggestion.
Oh, good.
You talk now? And he just waves the entire tree over in front of you, and, well, it gives him the reach to just about reach you.
Yeah, this is a new thing for me too. Where are my brothers and sisters?
Dude.
What happened?
Probably the others, they, boom, die.
Oh,
And he stands up and scratches his head with the giant log, just very confused.
well, those other people will make more, right?
Mama will make more, yeah.
Oh, where's Mama at?
Mama's lying down, tired. You're supposed to be, you're tiny.
Yeah, that's. I got tiny so I could talk.
It, and it like squats down in front of you, and Lily, the horrendous smell of this giant just wafting out at you is. Give me a con save. You only release one before catching yourself. If you're so tiny, you're not useful.
Well, I'm in charge of telling my other ones what to do.
Deception check now.
This could go so wrong so fast.
Okay. Your new bottle. Your bottle lady. Bottle lady at, right? Bottle lady at?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, wait, we're supposed to keep you safe. Here, we need bigger jar. And he, like, reaches
no.
down and tries to lift you up. Are
no.
you resisting?
I don't think I have a choice in this matter other than like maybe like eyes wide look over to my party and like do something.
I will say that Bernie and Tolsha have no fucking idea what's going on right now. All of this has been in giant.
That Miriam does, and Miriam's freaking the fuck out.
I whisper out in a stage whisper, he's going to take her.
And he pushed you
have
on
to
his
do
shoulder.
something.
Hold on to my ear. That's the one I don't hear good in, so it's fine.
Oh, okay.
What'd you say?
Okay.
Okay.
Let's follow them inside.
He starts walking towards the cave with you on his shoulder.
As we're walking
A
to
bird call.
So what'd you say, Shale? Shale was
I
speaking
let
first.
out a bird call. A loud eagle, like just screeching, like in the forest.
Huh?
I think that's
And-
sound of.
I make it sound like it's attacking or being attacked by something. I just screech out over and over, and like peering out.
Hey, what's making the noise? And like he puts his hand over your head, Lily. Now I need you to give me a strength saving throw.
well shit.
As Georgie with the rabbits is trying to keep you safe.
Okay.
You are crushed into his shoulder, just completely restrained. No option to like wiggle more than just your fingers. As he's like, hey, quiet down. We'll pick up the log and throw it. I need all of you to roll me a d6, and I'm gonna roll a d6 to see if the log is just so happening to go into one of your areas.
Oh god.
Lily, of course, you're exempt from this because he's holding on to you. That's not how you roll it. Oh no, don't roll a 2. Don't roll a 2. Don't roll a 2.
I did roll a 2. And Miriam.
No, I meant me.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. It could have been worse. Shale, I need you to give me a dex save.
Sure.
As you are the origination of this sound, and he throws an entire tree. And it shatters against the tree you were hiding behind and collides partially with you, knocking you down onto the ground, heaving very loudly, just, oh, that hurts. That'll be 18 points of bludgeoning damage.
I wanted to ask.
Lily's trying to like speak out from being crushed.
Is the bird dead?
We should go check.
She'll just.
Yeah, it might be coming to kill you. All right, let's go. All right, now I need to bring up a fucking map for this shit. Yeah, we're just gonna use this map, guys. We're just gonna use this map.
And Joey, one thing I do want to ask this giant before we probably inevitably kill him is
By the way, what's happening tomorrow?
Mama is waking up tomorrow. So let's get Lily the fuck over here. You are crushed underneath his shoulder right now. Bernie said he was getting a little closer, so I'll put him like right up around here. Marion got a little closer in the same
No, I did
general
not. I stayed
proximity.
exactly where I am.
Oh, you're the one who stayed all the way the fuck back here. And Tolsha got a little closer, so I'll put you right over here. And Shale, you got knocked the fuck out with that goddamn rod. So, he is now approaching towards all of
Do you want to drag Dorothy next to me? I can't bring the token. It still doesn't let me.
Icebreaker, can you drag Misty? Because Misty's
yeah,
on
sorry.
top with you. Yeah. Just place her slightly behind you. The giant is now walking down. No. Keep Misty there. Keep Misty there. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Pass Without a Trace is gone now. That
And immediately, well, the only people within 30 feet of you still are within the aura, so... Oh, he notices you. Hey! Hey!
I would like
You
to
come
attack
here
it.
to kill my... Go ahead, everybody, roll initiative.
Okay.
The time for being able to talk our way out of this is over. In my-
Yeah.
Is it though?
It's a
You're
good ambush.
crushed.
No, that was me, not Lily.
I mean, I might be crushed, but I can still do things.
Hey! The nat 20's this
Do I
session.
get the attack?
No,
before
he's gonna
initiative?
kill Lily. You all get a surprise round before initiative. Yes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, there we go. Marion, you are the first one reacting as he seems to be crushing Lily underneath his shoulder aggressively, and you see just the tip of her draconic mouth out with her hand barely squeezing as well. And, well, you don't do well with pressure to begin with and anxiety, so the floor is yours. What do you do?
Raising up my hand, yelling in giant, drop it, and I'm casting Ray of Sickness on this giant. I know it's a bad idea, but I want to try it.
Con save?
I know.
Okay.
I know.
Okay.
But hey, you'll get poisoned if it works. Oh wait. Hold on. I forget if it's a con save or an attack.
Ray of Sickness?
Yeah, it's a con save. Sorry.
I'm fairly certain it's just, but I know there is one random thing where it's you attack and then it's a con save. Make a ranged spell attack against a target. It takes 2d8 poison damage and must make a constitution saving throw. On a failure, it is then poisoned.
I keep getting that confused with something else. That's just a save.
It's fine. So go ahead and give me your attack.
That's a 9. I don't think I've ever hit anything like this.
You throw it up towards his head, and he instinctually grabs onto Lily with both hands and ducks down to the ground. No, don't kill her! And just dives out of the way from the attack that shoots past his head.
That's a lot of poison damage, too.
It would have been good. It would have been good. All done?
Yeah. Wait. What's... Oh, wait, no, I already cast a spell. Never mind. Yeah, I'm done.
Lily, you are restrained right now. What would you like to do?
A quick question. Can I still do things at restrained?
At disadvantage.
Okay. Lily in Giant is going to say,
You're squeezing so hard. I think I'm about to. And
then she's going to cast Grease underneath the Giant. Or at least, use the spray underneath the Giant because,
Yeah. Okay. So, dex save on the Giant. It rolled a 4.
That's a failure.
This large pool of grease appears underneath the Giant, and it is going to and fall down to the ground. Lily... Actually, yeah, no, let me give him a strength saving throw to hold on to you. Okay. He does maintain his grip on you going down, and he seems to be squeezing you tighter, but mostly to try to keep you safe from everything that's happening.
Yeah, he does. He doesn't realize that squeezing me so hard made me, grease all over the floor.
Ugh. Oh no, I don't want to kill this one. He is now prone on the ground. All done?
Yeah, that's Lily's turn.
Alrighty then. Tosha.
Right. I'm still hidden.
Yes.
I don't think hold person would work on this.
Giants are giants. They're not humanoids.
Yeah, that's what I figured. Gonna point a finger towards him and cast a ray of enfeeblement.
Okay. Is that no, that's not an attack. That's just straight saving throw,
That's
right?
the one I'm confusing sickness with.
All right. What is that? What? Why'd you attack?
I rolled it.
Make a ranged spell attack against the target. On a hit, the target deals only half damage until the weapon. With weapon attacks that use strength until the spells end, which is for a minute. At the end of each of the target's turn, it can make a Constitution saving throw. Okay, so it doesn't take any damage. It just okay. No problem.
Its strength is weaker now.
The attacks at disadvantage, the creature's prone.
And I'm not going to move.
Roll again. The attacks at disadvantage.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn it.
But that rule is sometimes just so idiotic.
Oh, we have a lot of ranged people far away.
13 still hits. All done?
Does he take the credit damage for this? Hold on.
No, you have to deal damage for it to take damage.
I was just double checking.
Yep. All right. So all done. Oh, con save. Sorry, I forgot that.
On its turn.
On a hit, the target deals only half damage with the spell ends at the end of each of its turns. Okay, cool. So one turn of it. All right, cool. Bernie, here we go.
Yep. I'm just gonna run up. Yeah, I'm gonna place myself in flanking. And if I can, I'm going to target like the backside of its heel, trying to cut the Achilles.
Ah, okay. It is flailing down, and you are by its feet right now. So you do have a horrendous view and smell rolling up, but yes, you can attack the heel.
Right. Okay. And I'm also gonna let's see. Yeah, I'll use a bonus action to cast magic weapon.
Ooh.
Actually, no. Shield of Faith.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Deal more damage or don't die. Don't die.
Yep. And let's see. Yep.
Hey, natural 20.
And I'm gonna use smite on that.
All right, go for it. You get to double that. Yep. All right, so that is 17 plus 15 is 32 points of damage. In one swoop, you gash all the way through the leg and cut almost completely off as the creature cries out in pain. 32? That's a good job.
And all right, second attack is 12 damage.
25 hits. 12 more damage. Oof. Yeah, you are gashing at that leg. That is looking rough. He's hurt.
All right, end of turn.
All right. The giant gets skipped because this is a surprise round. Tolsha, or Shale, sorry.
Yeah. Moving through the stream, difficult terrain.
Yes, but you're also, yeah.
5, 10. Oh, never mind. I'm prone. I stand up. 5, 10, 15. That's it. Dorothy will go 5, 10, 15, 25, 35, and do a maul attack.
At advantage.
Yep. 23
hits.
And that'll be with the additional 2, so 10 slashing.
10 slashing. And a strength save or be knocked prone.
Already prone.
He's prone.
And I'll take my bow attack at disadvantage.
Yep.
8. And then as my second attack, I will have Dorothy maul it one more time.
All right.
This maul attack, she is going to attempt to grapple it.
Sure.
24.
That hits.
Or no, that would have been an athletic, so right? For a grapple.
Yeah. It's an opposed athletics. I don't think Dorothy is
Here we
proficient.
go. 10. Sorry.
All right, 10. Yeah, it beats her by a mile.
Got it.
Alrighty. All done?
Yep.
Top of the order. He is no longer surprised. Marion, your go.
Shield touch on the bastard, I guess.
Give me a ranged spell attack at disadvantage.
Yep.
12 just barely misses.
All right, I'm gonna move behind this cart.
Alrighty. All done?
Yep.
Lily.
Lily is. Yeah, I've been thinking about this the entire time. I think she's going to say, like, kind of yell at the giant in a panic tone.
I'm panicking. I'm panicking. I'm panicking.
And then she's going to attack with her stuff because she's panicking.
A panicked robotic tone. I'm panicking. Go for it.
Freaking great though.
Oh, he is prone, so is it at advantage or disadvantage?
It's a straight attack because you're restrained.
Okay.
13 is the AC. You just barely hit. You slam down on top of him with that. So that's 11 plus 13. So 24 points of damage on him?
Yes.
Ooh, not bad.
And that's bonus action also for Misty to have a go because, panicking.
Yep. 16 will hit for 5.
And that's Lily's turn.
Alrighty. Tolsha.
Okay. I need to get within. This is dumb. This is dumb. This is dumb. I need to. Oh, I got to measure, make sure I'm in range. Yeah. I'll move here. And I'm gonna cast poisons around him.
Dex save, right?
It is a con save.
Oh, con save. Then it's not disadvantage. Oh, it's very successful.
This is dumb. Back up.
As you take a step back, he will take an attack of opportunity against you. He has a 10-foot reach.
He also has disadvantage, though, because he is prone, right?
That is true.
Half damage if it's strength based.
Yep, all of his attacks are strength based. 11 misses
Yes.
you, right? Swings the stick on the ground that was closest to him. Sorry, tree on the ground that was closest to him wildly, trying to swipe at you. What were you doing as your bonus action?
I'm not doing anything yet for my bonus action at the moment.
Bernie.
Yep. Options here. How wounded does he look right now?
He is really hurt right
All right.
now.
Well, I'm gonna attack then.
Yeah.
Just slashing into him.
19 hits for 12. He's still up. 22 hits for 12 more. How do you want to do this?
I'm moving up on his side and just stabbing into his chest, trying to hit his heart, basically.
So you watch as he is rolling around and just trying to find whatever squishy point you can, thrusting in over and over in a slight panic, but a well-demeanored panic, as you slay this giant who just brother and lies on the ground dead.
I'm gonna take a step back. Like, okay. Is everyone okay?
I have to say that this plan was a complete success. We should do it again.
No.
Miriam
No.
just back of the head. No.
The entire half of Shale's body is bruised.
I will go over to Shale and cast Cure Wounds. At first. For 7 healing.
Thank you so much, Tosha. I feel a bit better now.
You're welcome.
He mentioned I relayed the information of the giant talking about the mother and all that to the group.
You hear a shout from inside the cave. Brother, stop being so loud.
How deep is the stream, Jero? Is it like pretty shallow?
I'm sorry? Oh, you're asking for the distance. How far away is it?
No. The stream itself, how deep? Are we talking just like...
High calves. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah. And right now, the southern side of it is pouring red since, well, the giant's entire foot was cut off with Bernie's attack, so...
Can you move it, Bernie?
The foot or the giant? I can move the foot probably.
The body.
Have you? If we all push, maybe.
I walk up and just grab the arm and start trying to drag it through the water.
Okay.
All right, I'll assist.
I will also assist because I am big boy.
All right, I want all of you to roll me athletics checks if you are helping with this.
Yeah, and Lily's probably not strong enough to help with this, but she's gonna say,
I have another idea. We could put a big blanket over him and make it look like he's asleep.
You have a blanket that big?
We get a big thing to cover him and maybe his foot.
Does my roll get improved because of powerful build? Because it counts as size bigger?
No. I'm just looking to see if all of you work together can start moving this thing that weighs well over 2.5 tons.
That's fair. Dorothy is attempting to push into its back, but...
Go ahead. She can roll athletics as well.
Good.
The more people assisting, the better your possibility is. Because Bernie hit the threshold of being capable of rolling it. It's just continuing the momentum of it all. After a couple of minutes of pushing, which direction were you pushing it?
Trying to get it away from the cave, and since it was on that side of the stream, I'm assuming we're just trying to take it the other way.
So this way?
That way, or just, yeah, anywhere south or west.
are we just rolling this giant body like it's a grotesque Katamari?
Somewhat.
Trying to essentially get it into a tree line, at which point it won't be, easily visible to anybody just walking along the path that we're following.
2 minutes of shoving. This is about as far as you get it. And everybody's starting to... Well, Dorothy is winded. Shale, you're starting to get winded. Marion, you're starting to get winded. Bernie, you're feeling a burn.
Yeah, feel the burn.
I need another round of athletics checks from the four of you then.
How far are we even getting this thing? Because I'm not...
After 2 minutes of shoving, you've moved it about 15
feet. And to get to the tree line, what, 30 more?
20 more.
20 more? I'm willing to push through it if everybody else is.
Yep.
I don't like this proposition right here, but it's it might be necessary if we can't do it as a whole, then we might have to do it in parts.
Joey, would I know if a hill giant can be turned into an augment?
Would I know that?
Marion would know they cannot be. They're just a little too weak on that spectrum.
Too weak.
That does remind me.
A little.
Belt of
is-
hill giant strength.
Yeah, I was gonna say it can. Well, not belt, but can
I
Lily take
have-
the toenails because that's I think a major ingredient in the potion of hill giant strength.
You're proficient in
Alchemical supplies.
Alchemical. Then yes, you would know that. Then yes, you can. Lily, you're gonna have to cut off the toenails.
Start working on the light. That's
Luckily, there's a foot, and the foot only weighs about 250 pounds.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you know, Lily's just having Misty help out with the big one, and she's staying with the foot to cut off the toenails.
All right,
So,
give me a survival check
oh shoot.
then. All right, another round. All right, Shale hit the DC for it this time. That's good. We're missing Bernie here.
All right. I was suggesting though that we, yeah. How'd you?
Hack it up and then toss it away.
Yeah. In case we're like risking getting a level of exhaustion or something from this. But
I mean, as opposed to chopping up a very thick flab of meat constantly.
It would take longer, but you wouldn't get exhausted from it. It would just take longer. What you guys are doing right now is extraneous, and he was right. There was the opportunity of exhaustion here. Until you complete a short rest, of course. Not one of those hefty ones. However, Marion, you did not fail. Nobody failed twice. You successfully moved him into the tree line, but at this point, you would have to chop him up to move him any further. Like lifting the body up, the torso to roll it into a tree, not going to happen. That is impossible for your guys' strengths. However, you have successfully moved him into the tree line out of sight.
cleaning up the path, the blood, kicking sand over it, or
I'll help with prestidigitation.
Lily, you successfully gain 3 giant toenails. The ones that were in large enough portion that you could still use them for the potion of hill giant strength.
Fair enough.
how large is its teeth? Like one of its like 4 teeth.
If you
or
want to
something.
open that thing's mouth and breathe that breath, it's up to you, sir.
Bernie's got a stomach.
Yeah.
Remember, he, Tolsha are like the only 2 in the party that has a good stomach for this shit. Well, Shale as well. You open the jaw, and the few teeth that still remain in the maw. Yay.
Right. I'll knock one out to keep as a trophy.
Take your shield and just conk, conk, conk.
So
Got one.
Bernie likes teeth and Lily likes toenails?
Yeah.
No,
That's how it
You
goes.
guys are weird.
This is all for science. I can make potions from these.
And Tulcha is into blood, so yeah. I guess we're all a bit weird.
Everyone in your family's a little.
And
If
Miriam's
only I
into
could raise
books.
this giant as a thrall. Alas,
I
cannot.
speak to Miriam in giant. How's your dialect?
That's a good question. What flavor of giant do I know?
You grew up speaking the traditional Goliath, which is a very educated version of giant itself. However, you are a very educated individual. You know the different various versions. Think of this like there's Spanish, and then you can speak like Portuguese and like other variations. You have all of that because you grew up within the culture itself.
Say something like he would.
I speak.
Drop your voice.
I speak in hill giant dialect. This tree is really good to scratch my ears.
Okay, but like feeble words, you know?
Tree good.
Yeah. There we go. All right.
If necessary, I still have something I can use to scout out the cave without being discovered. Probably.
Okay. At the risk of my own health, do you want to implement that and let us know how many are in there?
I think that would be the safer option before we start luring them out.
Well, there's at
I
least
hope so. I hope it's much safer.
there's at least a brother and a mother.
Shale, let me. I'll go over and pump some some lay on hands into Shale.
She's looking okay. Just when you like slap your face on the pavement, except it's like shards of wood in her face.
Yeah, I'll give you 8 more lay on hands.
Well, as a paladin, you can give her the precise amount, and you can tell him the precise amount since he's doing lay on hands. Since he can literally just go and one more and one more.
As
and
a
one more,
player,
and one
I
more.
prefer not to do that. I look okay.
Yeah.
Just a bunch of splinters in her face, neck, and chest.
Yeah. Well, in any case, you get 8 more hit points, and
Okay.
I
Fair.
keep my last 2 points of lay on hands for emergency.
Sounds good.
That being said, it doesn't have to be me who scouts it if you don't want it to be. Because-
if you feel confident, then I trust you, Lily.
I bring it up because while we were expecting giants, I prepared this item I bought in Iman.
And Lily pulls out an armband, which has DW on it. And it's the armband of camouflage made by, what's DW stand for again? Deconstruction Works.
Oh God! For the love of God, no! Don't!
Oh, wait!
Don't!
Does
Please!
this have a magic mouth?
Oh my God! Please don't!
And Lily then activates the the instructional button or rune on it to say the stuff for safety.
Gorinsky, do you want to or should I?
Sure. So it'll be in the voice of Jimmy, of course, and it'll say, "Thank you for purchasing one of our latest contraptions. This is the armband of invisibility, and please procure the device fitly amongst your wrists or shoulder. And during that time, be aware that others may not perceive you, you may perceive others, and keep all hands and legs conform to the magical device at all times."
You all hear that out loud. And then Lily's invisible.
You've definitely been spending your student stipend on something good.
What was that voice? Was that you, Lily? I've never.
Seems a bit. I mean, if you're trying to be sneaky in using that, does it activate every time you use it?
It would, yes.
Lily would be testing it out and sneaking around invisible. And to answer your question, she go next to Bernie.
Yes.
No, it's
A giant tooth whacks you inside the head.
he's not that easily scared. Just, yeah.
All right. Lily, stealth check with advantage.
Trying to find. There it is.
I'm so happy you have that random.
Ooh, advantage saving your ass. 19, yeah, you are sneaky right now.
Yeah, and given that it only works on Lily, she's leaving Misty outside with the others before she goes into the cave.
All right. So, with Lily walking out over towards the cave, going in there by herself to investigate around, I think this is where we are going to take our break, everybody. Now we have another map to play with. Yay. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump back in, don't forget, like, comment, subscribe. All of that helps us out tremendously. If you're interested in joining our community, you can become a member here in our channel, or you can join us on our Patreon to get into our Discord server, hang out, talk about the different games, learn about the different games, all of that fun jazz. But I believe that's going to be everything from me. Let's get into it. Alrighty. Where last we left off, the party had just completed a short rest. And after having a little bit of a fight with these genetically altered and engineered giant ants the size of horses, a couple of the party members needed that. You tracked after these hill giants back to their den, where you notice that, yeah, they've been here a very long time and just haven't been an issue, quote unquote, for anybody other than the wayward adventurer, probably just going through this area and going about their business. You set up a ambush tactic against one of the giants who stepped outside, or unintentionally set up an ambush tactic where Lily approached as a giant ant with her disguised self on, and the giant somehow fell to that fuckery and believed it. After he picked you up believing that you were the queen ant, the one that is in charge of all the other ones, he heard a noise of what sounded like a predatorial hawk trying to come down and kill you, where he immediately threw a tree and hit that predatorial hawk, Shale, in the head with a fucking tree. He went to investigate the noises that were coming, and the rest of the party immediately ambushed him, luckily striking him down before he really had the opportunity to fight back against any of you, and looking at Shale, who looked a little hurt after having nothing but an offhanded tree thrown at her. So, you all drug the body and pushed it away over a couple of minutes into the woods as best as you can, and decided to try to clean up all of your tracks out in this local area. Lily activated a magical item that had a, well, user's manual magically placed onto it with a magic mouth and turned it invisible, where now you are all allowing her to go by herself into the giant's den. So, Lily, stepping inside of the den, the horrendous smell you had wafting out is nothing in comparison to the awful reek that seems to be static inside of this cave. The height of the entryway does not do justice to the full height of this cavern, as you cannot, with your limited vision, see the ceiling above your head. It is dark in here. Yeah?
I mean, I
Let me guess, you have dark vision?
yeah, I mean, I didn't want to. I didn't want to ask how high the ceiling was if I couldn't see it.
I know you have dark vision. Hey guys, did you know a character had dark vision? I just wanted to be sure that you guys know somebody had dark vision, right? Okay. You cannot see the ceiling.
Oh shit.
Yes. Avoiding the stench by breathing through your mouth is realistically your only way to cope with this. The walls on either end seem pretty far apart, though with you in the middle of the room, you can see side to side, only roughly about 60 feet to either side. And it goes on for a long period of time. There's a large pile of thrown together hemps and cloths that are stacked almost like a nest for one of these gigantic creatures to lie upon. There is a stacked pile of bones, most of which look humanoid, quite a few of which look bestial. That all seem to have been, well, licked clean. Stepping through this horrendous den, you smell something wafting through that's not just the reek and the stench, but sweet, which is a little odd. And you find yourself inside of a giant kitchen. Allow me to move you onto this map, Lily. You look down at the floor. Surprisingly well-crafted floor. Tiled even. Though each of the tiles are larger than you. And you look up at this gigantic table that you only can assume these giants would be capable of looking over the edge of while they were in here. A couple of the drawers are pulled out, which you can tell have these obnoxiously large silverware inside of them, and you can make out the tip of a tea kettle up on this table as well. The smell of sweetness wafts through the air, and a gentle, deep hum seems to be bellowing out around the area.
Quick question. Does this hum sound like the hum from the brother or from someone else?
Roll me an insight check. 13. Sounds like a giant hum. Possibly the same giant, though maybe not. It's hard to tell.
Well, regardless, Lily is going to get closer. Also, Kurt's here.
Hi, Kurt.
Hey guys, I'm at the airport right now, so probably be a little quiet.
Good. Okay. All right, everybody's in position now on the 6-person screen. Yay.
Wow, this is a big map.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, Lily's going to, go closer to investigate the humming.
All right. As you walk the width of this table, aside from the drawers you can see over here, and you can walk, you have a token, you're just over here. Yep, there you go. You cannot imagine a way for somebody like you to get up there. Not safely, at least. You see further up ahead that there appears to be an open gate. But when you look inside, there's heat radiating off of it, which suggests that that's an oven. An oven that stretches about 50 feet across. Now, you cannot get past that oven, Lily. Move back. As you get this close to it, you feel the heat radiating off of it is becoming painful. Any closer, you will start taking damage. But you do hear the humming got louder. It seems to be coming from on top of the table.
Lily would like to... See, do I have rope? Oh, man, I thought I do. I do have something. A rope of climbing.
Oh, Kurt's here. Or what? I mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she does want to do it in a spot where she doesn't think whoever's humming would be able to see a little. Well, I guess Lily's invisible, so the ropes. Yeah.
All right. You send up the rope 60 feet. And it touches the end of a cloth that you can see. Not the height of the table, but you're going to have to climb that rope and climb the cloth to get on top of it.
I mean, can Lily do it this way? She climbs to the top of the rope, holds onto the cloth, and then uses the rope again to go up, and she just climbs the rope again.
Sure. If you want to add more steps for yourself, that's fine. So, give me an athletics check, Lily. That's good enough to climb a rope. Over 60 feet. About 70, 80-ish feet. You get on top of the table. Now let me move you right here. as you look around at this magnificently large table that apparently the giant brothers are cooking with. And it's weird. The meats they have, the tools they have, they're all a lot larger than those giants.
Well, now that Lily is on the table, she's gonna go investigate the humming.
Head more over to the right. You approach over past the hunk of meat that looks incredibly rotten and spoiled at this point, that you can't see over. The meat itself, whatever beast it came off of, you're going to have to climb over. Or around. That works as well. And you see this hill giant slicing off a piece of moldy bread from this gigantic loaf of bread. Then he calls out, "Don't worry, Mama. We'll make sure you got plenty of food for when you wake up. We know you get tired."
Which direction did he call out to when he said that?
Roll me a perception check.
Sorry.
You have no idea.
Yeah, Lily's going to like get closer, but more cautiously. And she wants to try to like look around to see if she can spot this mama.
Okay. Well, you do notice the one brother who begins picking up some giant grapes, giant parsley, giant lemons, and starts carrying it this direction. Actually, he would have to walk this way. Lily, I need you to give me an acrobatics check.
I mean, if he's walking her direction, can she like press against the probably one of the foods?
Hey, you just described why you're giving me the check.
Fuck.
You push up against something and get out of his footing as he's walking through here, and he picks up a spoon on his way. The spoon in his hand, as soon as he grabs it, grows much larger, and he puts it into the tea kettle and says, "Spin," in giant, and then it starts spinning automatically very quickly.
Quick thing is, like, the moment right before he said spin, could Lily see if there was any runes on the spoon?
Everything's black and white in here. You can't make out detail.
Oh, that's right.
Yep. And he continues climbing over here and dumps all of those goods into the oven, where you hear a little bit of a splash down below.
Lily would like to test something while the giant's attention is away. And she'd like to kind of like she wants to get close enough to the spoon that's spinning, and she'd like to say in kind of quietly,
"And giant, stop."
It keeps spinning.
Okay.
But after he's done doing that, you notice that he appears to just be cooking absently. Roll me an investigation, since you said you want to look for Mama. Okay. Lily. Past the table, you have to climb down the other side, which I do not have a map for this. I apologize. I ran out of giant maps. You see this incredibly large nook that looks like it could fit something that is gargantuan inside of it. Something that takes up a large portion of the opening of this cave and cavern system that these individuals are living inside of. When you look up there, you can just faintly make out what appears to be a hand underneath a gigantic blanket just resting on the side. The hand is roughly half the size of the hill giant you see.
And it looks like a real hand, not like some constructed thing.
Everything's black and white. It's difficult to make out details.
Shit.
Do you want to approach the hand
Oh.
using your stick trick?
Oh god, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. I need another stealth check from you. Still invisible. And at this point, you've been inside for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's actually what I was about to ask too.
15. As you're climbing up the rope, you have difficulty getting higher and higher up without breathing more heavily. That breathing is loud compared to the soft hum as the only source of noise in this cavern. You're now only about 60 feet from the actual hand, as there's no footholds for you on the wall. There's nothing for you to hold on to extend your rope up again before you would just plummet to the ground. Roll me a nature check. Or sorry, not nature, medicine. Six. As best as you can tell, that looks like a real hand.
Yeah, Lily will keep climbing for now.
Well, you're as high up as you can get. There's nothing to hold on to rope trick again.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Well, crap.
Yeah.
Lily will go ahead and I guess go back down the rope and start making her way to report. Although one thing she is looking out for now is those were adventurers outside, right? The ones that were dead and everything.
Yeah.
On the way out, she wants to keep an eye out for any of like gear and stuff, because like that may have been, placed in some sort of hoard or trash bin kind of thing.
Roll me a perception check on your way out. 17. One of the drawers that was directly underneath the one hill giant who's working right now, there's what looks to be a robe sticking out the end of it. And in giant is inscribed on the drawer, junk drawer.
Yeah,
Possibly that, but there's no way you're opening that without being heard. The drawer is 15 feet wide.
Lily would like to attempt to open the drawer.
Okay. Roll me an athletics check. Cool. You physically are incapable of moving this drawer on your own. It is above your head, and it weighs more than you 3 times over.
All right. Lily's gonna mark in her mind where it's at, and she's gonna continue going out to her party.
All right. Everybody back together outside. Everybody, you had roughly about 30 minutes, maybe 40, before Lily comes back. Was there anything you all wish to do during that time?
How far away from the adventurers' corpses are we? Basically.
Less than half a mile.
Right. So, would we potentially have time to at least maybe get some of them down from the trees?
Oh yeah, if you wanted to do that, you could probably go out. It would take more than just one of you, of course, but yeah.
Right. I'm going to at least ask if anyone wants to assist me in...
Yeah, Kurt would help you.
All right.
Kurt, you appear finally, realizing, hey, there's a bunch of dead adventurers in the tree, but it wasn't any of them.
All right. I just think we need to get these brave people properly into the ground.
No, it's a dismal fact. Okay, that's it.
Sure. So, the two of you take the time over the next 20 minutes or so. I'd say it took you 10 minutes to walk there, 20 minutes of doing it, 10 minutes to walk back. And you successfully lower each of the bodies down to the ground. Not noiselessly, of course. Some of the branches you do have to just break to get them down. A couple of them you can easily just let gravity help. And upon them colliding with the floor and piling up, you successfully retrieve about 12 different adventurers.
Just gonna leave them grouped in a sort of secluded place if there is one for now, and worry about burying them.
There's a hollow tree. So, by the time the two of you are walking back, Lily, you are now walking outside and your magical device ends.
Hey guys. I'm back.
Welcome back, Lily. What did you see in there?
Well, there was a very big kitchen with very big things, including the brother giant, who's normal sized for a giant. And I found Mama, I think.
Oh yeah?
Yes. She is, if I were to estimate.
And then Lily kind of says like a large number in terms of like geometry for like size and width. And probably only Miriam would understand like just how big that is. At least right off the bat.
Are you underestimating Kurt's intelligence?
That's fair, actually.
That doesn't matter how big that is.
Actually, this party's fairly smart. There's only one of you that has a negative. This party has the inverse problem of the last campaign. Like
There's probably a reason for that.
Yep.
Jimmy was too smart for his own good. I wasn't going to do that again to you, Jera.
Joey.
Thank you, Joey.
So those diameters match with what I know about older hill giants?
Roll me a history check. Let's see what you know about this. Shale may do this as well.
I don't think I really got up close and personal, so...
Not up close and personal, but there's other reasons.
Also that lovely negative modifier. Hey, look at that.
Because it's a natural 20 is the only reason I'm giving it to you. Although 18 is not successful on the ability check.
Oh.
Marion, you've never heard of any type of giants of that size. That's not giant. Giant's called giant because giant. That's gargantuan plus. Shale. There are old fairy tales of these large fayish giants that would make themselves take up entire portions of mountains by themselves and gave birth to fully grown adolescent giants in clusters. These fairy tales were supposed to be a discouragement to war, and were honestly more popularized by people from this continent than your continent. But you've come across a couple of weary people who you listen to, and well, I mean, every story has a base of truth, right?
I mean, there's stories of, giants that are as massive as I think you're describing, Lily. So, just to be clear, though, there's just the one brother, and then this larger one. No other giants in there.
Lily nods. She also mentions
Oh, I also think I found where the adventurer's stuff is in a junk drawer.
I think if we're dealing just with another one that we dealt with previously, we'd be okay. I don't know about something bigger. We might need to think of something.
And, well, he said that she was waking up tomorrow?
That is correct.
Well, I mean, if that's the case, then maybe she's in some kind of state where it's hard to wake up. I mean, I don't know, but
We might be able to get the surprise on her and cause significant damage before she wakes up.
Right.
Shale, you said that the stories were stories against war. Why is that the case?
A giant fighting in any war would be a cause for many to be worried. They can kill whole hamlets, villages. You let one loose upon a town and you don't have enough guards, you might be in a world of trouble.
Right. My main concern here is if the Empire were to somehow take control of this giant or titan or whatever you should call it, it would be quite a threat. Who knows? Maybe she's even the source of this substance we found, or I don't know.
What I'm thinking is that what if those stories were a bit more, had more of a grain of truth than they're led to believe? And what if, because of the war that's going on, the Empire or whoever those people trying to follow us are trying to harness the mama?
Well, it does sort of provide an alternative we could try. I mean, if she wakes up, and well, if she does, I would probably suggest we flee. I'm not sure we can take on something that size, and but if she does, we could maybe try and disguise ourselves as being Imperial agents or something. It might.
Or ants.
He wasn't done speaking.
Or ants, I suppose, but it's it might at least put her hostility directed towards the Empire, which would be a good thing for Tal'Dorei.
We have to kill her, Bernie.
Yes, most likely.
I agree.
I can tell you might be concerned. I am too. I mean, they're dangerous. They're extremely dangerous, but we have to take her out. If she's sleeping, now is probably the best time.
Right.
Don't take pride in putting down a slumbering beast, but you gotta do what is best for the flock.
Right. Yes. Removing the problem from the equation altogether is probably the best.
Do we want to bring the other young one out here first?
If we can, that would be best. Yes. Try and lure him out here and
Miriam, can you sound like him?
What were you saying, Bernie?
Take him out.
Yeah, I was.
No, Bernie wasn't done speaking before you started talking.
Yeah, I was. I was basically finished, so that's fine.
Now, Shale.
How's it? Miriam, can you imitate the brother properly, or how deep can you go? How loud can you be? Can you call him outside?
Potentially. I can try. I know how to speak and how to talk like him, but I don't know if my voice will be able to carry it that far into the cave.
I mean, distance might not be a thing as long as he can hear you. And that might play to our advantage as well. He can't make it out clearly enough, just loud enough and in the right tone,
If I were to make a recommendation of what to say, maybe say you have a splinter that you can't get out on your own.
I'd like to observe the hill giant. I assume he's just covered in crap.
Yes. However, she does have insight into this. They did stop to deal with a splinter. That was a branch in the other brother's foot. That's a legit thing that happened. So yeah, she has a point. Get it? A point.
Mm-hmm.
Boo.
Boo this man.
I'll give it to her.
All right. I begin to talk in giant to try to hill giant dialect. Brother, splinter. Like as loud as I can.
Give me a performance check.
I would like to use my session inspiration.
There
I
you
want a
go.
guidance.
All right.
Lily's
Oh,
already
no.
looking for a hiding spot.
Yeah.
Hey, that
I'll
got
be-
rid of my negative.
I'll be hiding with Lily, getting ready to ambush this giant.
All right. Now give me a Constitution save, Marion, to project your voice loud enough to be heard, like a full-chested giant could.
Do I have advantage on this because of my build?
No, you have opportunity because of
Gotcha.
your build.
Yeah,
Had
just
to
use
try.
your diaphragm. Use your diaphragm.
Someone like Lily could never do this. 16's not bad. You project your voice loudly and powerfully outwards into the cave. What did you say again?
Brother Splinter.
Bite it off. I'm making my stew. Bless you.
I would like to respond. It's in between the toe.
Roll me a deception check at this point.
Better at that than persuasion, I think.
Can I
No, I'm
guidance
not.
again?
Sure. That means you're standing right next to him, not stealthing.
I believe guidance has verbal components.
Yeah, but they're shouting loudly from a very far ways
fair enough.
away. The quieted verbal component is not, well, not quiet. It's just like, here you are compared to, hey! You know, like it's...
Yeah.
8. Shut up! I'm making her stew. Bite it off or cut it off. That's why you're the stupid woman. Mom doesn't love you anyways.
Oh my god. Don't worry, Marion. Lily's trained you for this.
He doesn't seem to want to come out here.
Well,
He seems very stuck on making Ma
I got
stew.
one last. I want to try one last thing, and then I'm done.
The DC keeps increasing, but okay.
What are they saying, Lily?
Oh, I probably
ask her. Sorry.
He doesn't want to help his brother because he's stupid.
Fine then. I'll just get the ants to get it. I figured I'd try. Like, hey, don't fuck with the ants. I don't know.
Unfortunately, that doesn't do. Hurt, dumbass, they're dead.
I'd ask him to try and maybe antagonize if their brother is calling him stupid. Wasn't that the same argument they had earlier?
Marion, call him stupid.
Okay.
If it's too taxing on your throat, you can.
No,
listen,
no,
it's
it's
fine.
fine.
I understand. It fucking
That
hurts
was
right
that
there.
was me. Like, how do I want to word this in a way someone? You can't even cook what she likes. You're stupid.
I'm not stupid. I'm making her meal properly, stupid.
I think it's literally impossible
He
at
does-
this point.
He does sound a little pissed off at you for calling him stupid.
Marion, say he's so stupid he doesn't know how to pull out the splinter.
I think at this point, we might be in the clear. If he's been shouting this whole time out to his brother and his mother still not awake, well, might be the only chance we have.
Yeah, I agree, but it's also really funny to see him in an insult contest with a giant.
you're not wrong.
At this point, I'm gonna use thaumaturgy and let out a massive shout that's 3 times as loud as normal.
So about the size of a giant.
Yeah.
All right. Ah! Hey, stupid! Don't yell at me, you fucking idiot! Roll me intimidation roll, Bernie. With advantage because Marion has been helping this entire time.
Thank God.
19. You all hear running through the entire cave. You didn't scare him. You pissed him the fuck
I dive
off.
into the
Time to
bushes.
hide.
Lily is gonna quickly lay some grease down in the path of the giant that he's gonna go through, and then she's hiding.
Alrighty, everybody. As he is stomping and charging through, I would like everybody to roll me initiative. Let me move you to where you would have properly have been. Marion, close enough to be heard. Bernie, close enough to be heard, but hiding. Tolsha, right next to Marion. Lily, hiding. Shale, hiding as well. Dorothy, and Misty.
That's a flat roll.
All right, there's 4 of you on initiative. Some people did not roll. Oh, yeah, Kurt, let me bring you here. Sorry, Kurt. Didn't have you on the map. My bad.
It's okay. Yeah, no, it's kind of quiet.
All right, what was his roll? 19? All right.
Still need Lily's initiative. Oh no,
And-
Lily's there. Who's missing?
Lily, Marion, Tosha, Shale, Kurt. We're missing Bernie.
Right, sorry.
Yeah, and I did click on it, Joey, but would Lily have enough time when she heard like the running to set down that grease before we start combat and stuff?
That'll be your first round of the combat.
Okay,
All right, let's move you to the proper position, Bernie. Move you up 1. There you go. Top of the order, Kurt. You hear the stomping and rage-filled movements of this creature moving down the hall, and you recognize the sound of "I'm gonna fucking kick your ass" that you and your brother used to have when you were children from yelling at each other in similar manners. This guy's ready for a fight. What are you doing? Kurt, you're muted if you're talking.
Oh, oops, my bad. Okay, I guess I said we give him one. Let's see. Wasn't expecting to go first usually. I'm gonna ready Tasha's hideous laughter to when it gets in range, just fucking fall over the joke. And that's it.
I need you to roll that spell in chat for me if you can.
Oh wait, does it have to be a language of things? Let me see. I'll put it in chat.
Attention on the
Should've
Concord
just went in
Air
chat.
Flight to Frankfurt on United Airlines Flight 182.
Creature of your
Please
choice.
come to 836 for a document check.
It says nothing about comprehending the same language. Humor is languageless, so it's fine.
Does it have an intelligence of 4?
You're about to find out.
Okay, yeah. Guys, don't worry, I got a plan.
So you're readying Tasha's hideous laughter the moment you see it, right?
Yeah, second it's in range of using
So
it.
it has to be within 30 feet of you, so you're going to have to move closer. Unless you don't want to hit it before it gets to Marion.
I guess I'm moving up. Gonna have to take one for the team. I'm gonna run and try to hide behind something.
Between you, Marion, and Tosha, there's nothing really to hide behind.
I'm gonna hide behind Tulsha.
That's fine. All right, put you right there, readying your action. Marion, your go. You hear the footsteps. He's charging down here, and you see the cave shaking slightly as he is.
All right, gonna move on back over here, and I'm gonna take out my gilded cat skull and some of my skeleton cat.
All right, you're holding it. Meow.
And he's still deep
All right.
into the cave, right?
He's charging full force towards you right now.
So I can see him.
You can hear him, not see him yet.
All right. Yeah, then that's my turn then.
Alrighty. Lily. Greasing?
Actually, Lily is going to take a thing out of Kurt's example. She's going to hold the spell for when the giant is literally right about to attack. So to show Grease like the foot that he's like about, putting all his weight on, and hopefully that'll make him trip.
Sure. Alrighty. Now it is the giant's turn. Full force, full movement, dashing, gets outside the cave right here, and gets to take one more step forward. Kurt, you immediately get him within range, and you cast Tasha's hideous laughter.
Hey,
What do you say to him?
hey, Bernie, how do you talk to giants? You use big words.
Oh, you're trying to make me laugh or this dumbasses?
Oh, we got both of them laughing. We won. I hope this worked.
He looks
That was a
very
good one.
confused, but he keeps moving. He succeeded. He looks very confused as, well, the joke was lost in translation.
Okay, now I'm gonna die.
So that was the giant's full action movement, all of that jazz. Lily, if you would like, you could drop your spell, but that was his full dash to get right there.
In that case, can I just cast it where he's at?
What's the range?
It should be like 60 feet, if I recall. Let me double check.
Please do.
Yeah, 60 feet.
All right, so you're casting it directly where he is. And what's the radius of this? 10
Yep.
foot? Alrighty. So we'll draw that right there. Whoop. What the hell is going? Where's my foot? Slips and falls flat on his ass. Oh!
And also, can Lily's gonna attempt to also mimic the brother real quick.
Stupid.
With your mechanical voice box, yes. All right, that's the Giants' go. Tosha.
Okay. I don't want to get close to that thing. So, bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Alrighty.
For 16 points of damage, 12 force, and 4 necrotic.
Well, first off, does it hit? Yes. 12 force or necrotic. There we go.
And
All done? Oh, he's prone. It would have had advantage.
Okay.
Just in case you crit. Roll again.
No.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
And okay. Attack with my short bow at disadvantage.
Go for it. 7 misses. All done?
Move back a bit. Behind Miriam.
Bernie! Kurt, you're no longer hiding behind her. Bernie, it's your turn.
Oh, still don't like this. I run up and I'm gonna try and attack its. What kind of weapon is he holding? Or is he holding a weapon?
He's holding a log of a tree.
Right. Okay.
So a club.
Okay.
And his head and arm is the thing facing you this time. Much easier view.
Right. Okay. Just gonna try and stab him in the eyes then.
All right, go for it.
Yep.
10 misses.
Yep.
Wow. 21 hits though.
All right.
You stab right next to the eye.
Yep. And that's yeah, I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Shield of Faith.
All right, Shale, your go. You might be muted if you were talking. Oh, you're just shooting?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, I was muted. 14.
Right. 14 hits.
All right. That'll be for 4 piercing. And
All right.
then going to order Dorothy to move up. So 5, 10, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40. And she'll use her action to dash. So up to there.
Alrighty.
That's
all done.
I will.
You have multi-attack.
I'll move over to the tree line. Yep, call it good. Call it good. That's it.
Good. Okay, Kurt.
Okay, I'm gonna try that again. I'm gonna be like, big words, big words. It's gonna be yelling at giants.
Big. And well, he's already on the ground, but now he's incapacitated.
Okay, guys. Everyone just get around it, hit it with a rock or something.
All right, all done.
Yeah.
Marion, your go.
All right. Me and Jack are just gonna blast it from a distance.
All right.
First me.
14 hits. 9 necrotic damage.
And now Jack's.
Nice.
Oh.
That misses.
All right. That's our
All
turn.
done. All right, Lily.
Lily is going to bonus action tell Misty to keep Bernie safe, and then she's going to move around to start like moving towards it. Get there. Let's say action dash, and she wants to get right here. And
Alrighty.
Misty's gonna go now, and oh yeah, Misty's actually in range to help keep Bernie safe. She's gonna attack the giant.
Go for it. Advantage. Unless it's a ranged attack.
No, it's melee.
Nice.
Oh, yeah. That definitely hits. For 9 plus 8.
17.
Doo-doo-doo.
That's Lily's turn.
Wrong direction. I was wondering why I gained more hit points from that. Alrighty. The giants go. I just need to read what incapacitated does.
I got you, Joey. It cannot take actions or reactions.
But it says nothing about bonus
Correct.
actions. The giant is going to pull out a vial of familiar looking liquid. And as its bonus action, chug it.
It's a healing potion.
No. The giant's body begins contorting at an exponential rate and expanding against it, the skin turning deep crimson red as it starts growing more and more monstrous. I'll kill you.
Oh shit.
He says between laughter.
And so it gains the amount of hit points that it gains.
I'm starting to think Mom is actually real.
Hey guys, I gotta go because I gotta catch another flight.
Okay.
You have a good
Yeah,
one.
Seaman.
Stay safe, man.
Be safe, man. I know you can't see the hit point bar, but it's relatively the same, but he's just a lot fucking bigger now. All right, that's all he can do, though. Tolsha.
That's not normal. Right. Using some of the blood from the branch, his blood, I want to cast bloodletting.
Okay, roll that in chat and describe what it looks like as well.
So, pulling the blood of this giant off the branch, it quickly darts back towards the giant, towards one of the wounds that Bernie inflicted, and the wound looks incredibly just vicious as just blood starts flowing from it.
Well, bloodletting does not have
I
an
know.
attack roll.
I need to.
Yeah. And what level were you casting this at?
I'm just casting it at first level for now.
Okay. So at the start of its turn, it will continually take 4 necrotic damage. Continue.
And it cannot be healed.
That is correct. That's your go, Tolsha. Or movement.
Bonus action, spiritual weapon.
Oh yeah, it gets the bonk. Still advantage. Still prone.
For
21 hits.
13 points of damage. Because it's the bloodletting. It necrotic is 2+ spell level.
That's 13 points of necrotic damage.
By the way, I know this is
There we go.
I know this is disadvantageous to us, but with hideous laughter, whenever the creature takes damage, he makes a new saving throw, and if it's by damage, it's at advantage.
He still failed. Oh wait, he has advantage. Yeah. He still failed. Not a very charismatic creature. Anyways, Bernie.
Yeah. Just fuck. And I'm gonna use well, I don't know if grease is flammable or not, but I'm gonna use a bonus action to use my boots of trailblazing and just run up here. That's 15 feet.
So you just go through the line.
Yeah.
You can go over the creature as well through it. It's not an issue. It's just
Yeah, but I have to move in a straight line for the.
yes.
So
yes. No, that it's fine. It's a straight line. You just go over the creature in that straight line.
Right. Yeah.
Straight
yeah.
line is 2-dimensional, not 3.
Yeah.
Because D&D. Okay. There is a large blazing little fire that appears at Bernie's feet and courses up this creature and over and across it. And when he starts his turn in there, he's going to take fire damage.
Yeah. Let's see. Right. And also, I'm not sure if the grease is flammable. Is it?
It is
All
not,
right.
unfortunately.
Yeah, not in this edition.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna attack again. Still going for the eyes.
All right, go for it.
Yeah. Let's see. Ooh, he's still prone, right?
Yes, he is.
So I'm gonna use smite on that.
Oh yeah, are you? Are you now?
And
There you go. That's the line of fire on the map.
right.
Now.
Okay. So that's
Hold on. That
Jesus. Jesus.
47 damage.
You're really good when you're scared, man.
Yeah.
So 15, 15, 15 plus 2. So 45, 47.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
He's like, stab.
You streak across this creature in a burning and flamed, footloose type of scenario, just twisting around with your blade, slicing into it and gashing across with this large divine burst of energy into this abomination. No longer just a giant abomination that you have just attacked. All done?
No, second
wait.
attack is
Yeah, you got another one in you.
Yep. 13.
In its new, enlarged state, its hide is much thicker.
Right.
You do not pierce through it.
All right, that's my turn. Yeah.
Alrighty, Shale. If you're speaking, you're muted.
Yep. Loosing another arrow at it. 14.
Still just barely misses.
All right. And Dorothy is going to take a swing. And take 2 swings. Hold on. There we go. First attack. And second attack from Dorothy. 23 and crit.
Hit.
So it'll be 12 and then 17. Ignore the second part there.
Whew,
29
17 is good. Wow.
She
He is bloody.
turns to
yet
Bernie and nods and turns back.
again. Dorothy, the real family here. All good. He is looking incredibly rough as Dorothy finds a soft, cushiony place inside of his arm and just twists it, pinning it down to the ground. Used to fighting creatures larger than her, and well, this is just another creature larger than her. You all hear the very loud snapping of his arm backwards as this happens. Did I skip the giant? No, he just barely got to do anything. Kurt is no longer here. Let me open up Kurt's character sheet. What the fuck does Kurt do?
I mean, I'm pretty sure Kurt says, "You guys got this," or he might insult the giant. Maybe. That's my assumption.
The giant is also no longer under the effects of hideous laughter. So I don't know, guys. Does he hideous laughter again?
I know. I think he just vicious mockery. That's my opinion.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's at his. Yeah, in his.
Oh, he's gonna cast
Arsenal.
Dominate Monster and make it work for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. Just, wrong person.
Would you like to jump
You're the daddy dom in this party. Yeah, he failed. And he takes the 5 psychic damage. Oh, he's just barely still standing. Marion, your turn.
Just gonna blast it again.
Go for it. Still disadvantage. Dirty 20 hits. How do you want to do this?
Yeah. As Marion reaches out with that ghostly claw, it goes, the Three Stooges like, yeah, right in the eyes. and dissolves
So
them.
the 2 ghostly claws expand and grow up towards a different spell that you're thinking about maybe in the future, and stabs deep into the eyes of this creature as it starts screaming out in blaze and on fire. You see the blood boiling out of this creature and igniting even more thanks to the blazing of the boots and the gouging of your necrotic grass as it just screams, "Mama! Mama, help! Mama! Mama, help!" As it slowly crumbles down onto the ground, and the entire body continues to boil and distort under the raging essence of that magic.
I'd
Immediately
like to examine that body and figure out what the fuck that was.
looking at the cave entrance. No movement or nothing, I assume.
Roll me a perception check.
Lily, since she was the one who actually saw it, would probably do the same. Can I aid Shale with that or no?
You can make your own check.
Okay.
Yeah. I also want to do the same because I'm worried about Mom.
Go for it.
Oh, we're fine.
Shale and Lily, neither of you see anything. Bernie, with your heightened state of awareness, with every drip of adrenaline in your body coursing through your veins right now, you see no movement inside of that cave.
Are we good? Are we good?
Who said they're examining the body?
Wizard.
Do it. Medicine check.
Can I look with my book to what I should know hill giants are supposed to be able to do?
Absolutely, this will give you
Thank
advantage.
you.
19. Well, from what you know, you did watch the previous session where they learned about that vial that it just consumed, correct? Okay. From what you know about the physiology of these giants, they are already supposed to have been stretched against the physical limitations of what they can be. That's why their faces get so distorted and ugly, is because their body cannot physically get larger to encompass as their rate of growth is happening. What you can see happening to this body right now is after consuming that liquid, the creature had its bones thicken and replace portions of its skin to expand it. You estimate, based off of just looking at what it is right now, because it was already so large, under the influence of that specific concoction, it could probably only have lived for a minute and a half. However, you learn 3 distinct properties as to what this thing gives people. I hope you're writing this down. A creature that consumes this toxin gains a permanent +2 to its AC until it dies. Its hit point maximum increases by 50% of its maximum, and its current HP increases to that as well. The creature takes a permanent -5 to wisdom -5 to charisma while under the effects of this toxin. Its strength and all ability checks that it makes and proficiencies are doubled. And you guys killed it before it got to do anything. You're muted.
No, that was me just going, holy shit.
That's
And it would have
but
died in a
the
minute.
downside to a minute. It gives you a minute of near limitless power by comparison to what it was. But afterwards, its body cannot take it. That's the inhumane aspect of this toxin. Anything that you put it in or consumes it, their life will expire very shortly. But the power they gain is enormous.
But what if they weren't living?
It can only go into an organic or living
Gotcha.
creature.
So you
Yes.
can
I've already discussed this with Tolsha as soon as everybody went, but Big Rock!
Oh, hey,
I was thinking
Joey.
Jack might need an upgrade.
I mean, you could animate this undead thing.
Oh, speaking of upgrades and stuff, Miriam, Lily hands you a skull of one of the beasts she saw in the cave that she picked up. I mentioned it in the chat just briefly.
Sure.
And
There was plenty of them.
And secondly, while this hill giant's still pretty big and also dead now, she's gonna attempt to harvest more toenails.
Go
I
for it.
would like to assist.
Survival check.
And I'm gonna get a bigger tooth.
Much bigger tooth.
So, if it only gives them a minute of life afterwards, if the mother's still alive, can we just give the potion to her and then wait a minute?
Given of my check, do they have to be conscious to this effect?
No, they just need to ingest it somehow. It could be injection, it could be eating. However, based off of how quickly this thing grew and how big the other one is, do you want to be near her when that happens?
I mean, if we coat an arrow with it, maybe.
I mean, what's the worst that could happen?
The
Why would
worst
you ever say that?
Well,
You know why
I
I
mean,
say that.
Also,
it's not a. It might seem reckless, but if she's inside this cave, maybe she would be constrained, or she could break the cave. I suppose.
Get crushed inside the cave because she grew too big.
Something like that.
Also, was the mother alive, Lily, or did it already drink a potion and die?
I tried to tell, but I couldn't reach the hand.
I guess there's one way to find out then. We should go inside after you guys are done clipping the dead giant's toenails.
I'm
Hey,
just
this is
taking.
all
I'm
for
just taking a
science.
tooth.
It'd go faster if you helped.
Lily, you get another 3 toenails.
Okay, only 3? I got.
And it is exceptionally hard to break them all.
Oh, okay.
I'm not touching those toes. No.
I don't think we risk losing any of what's out here by going in there before she may wake up.
Right.
Right.
A question to God: what do I know? Is there anything in this body used to make a belt of hill giant strength, or is that just a name?
Well, Lily has it.
Oh,
The toenails.
I thought that was. I didn't know it used
The toenails are literally the only useful component to these creatures.
But maybe now it's so big we can get some essence out of it, or augment.
I'll allow it. I mean, with all of that boost and buff it got, its challenge rating went up by at least 1.
I would like to take 10 minutes to gently compose this corpse.
It's composed.
All right.
You find 2 large coins and put them into the eyes.
Right. let's keep an eye on this giant mom while he's doing that. Do we have any other poison left? Or any of that hallucinogenic fruit thing?
No.
I've got this, and
And Lily holds up the herbs she got from Blueberry.
Ash that shit.
Well, I mean, if we are intent on trying to poison her with this thing, then it might be good if she's a bit out of it as well. Drugged up, as it were.
Just so you know, Bernie, it's kind of hard to poison a giant. They eat very well things that don't pass through other people that well. Their digestive systems seem to keep them quite healthy despite what they ingest.
Sure. I mean, but any advantage we may have is worth trying, even if it has a big chance of failing.
Well, there's one way to find out, and that's to head into this cave that does not smell great. And probably find that loot drawer or junk drawer that Lily mentioned.
So, let me bring you all onto one of the battle maps you could have had access to during this session, and I'll just give you global illumination.
You sound so disappointed.
I'll use it in a different game.
When I
Anyways,
saw this, I was really scared of how big Mom was, because the bigger giant was on the table.
yeah.
Oh,
Oh yeah, that giant over there is the one who's dead now. So
oh God.
Wait, did you guys
you
not
all
see this?
walk through. No, I only brought you over so you could watch.
Oh shit.
What
Yeah.
the hell?
As you all walk into the cave, Tosha, Shale, Bernie, this is not just the smell of decay, this is the smell of death. This is the smell of something putrid and dead as well. Moving through the system in the cavern, you don't see a lot of still dead things. Things that have been dead, and piles of bones that you can easily rifle through if you wish. You get into the kitchen where this magnificent amount of vegetation and fruits, nuts, have all been grown the same manner as the giant and the ants have grown. Moving through here, Lily does point at the drunk drawer, which would be somewhere down over here, that she could not physically move noiselessly by herself. She probably could have moved it, but then she would have had to fight a giant 1v1.
Oh no, I believe she could do it. You wouldn't kill a character.
Yes, I would.
Yeah, you wouldn't give Mirren.
If they do something stupid, consequences take
Yeah.
action.
No, I'm aware.
So,
Can I
moving through, yes,
As a-
Tosha.
let's say, can I try and find the source of the dead smell?
Give me a survival check.
Guidance?
18. You venture through, past the kitchen itself, into a larger nook of an area. And you smell death far above your head. And with your dark vision, because I know adventurers have dark vision, you can see the tip of a finger of a hand resting on the side up there. And yeah, Lily did not exaggerate the dimensions of this creature. But Tosha, you can clearly tell that from the smell radiating off of it, either she's dead or something up there is dead.
Do I hear breathing from that area?
Roll me a perception check. No. Nothing.
Still gonna take a cautionary 20 steps back and shout back. I think the mother's dead.
Right. Well, can we make that absolutely sure?
Well,
Shell's climbing up.
Do you have a natural climb speed, Shale?
No, but I brought climbing equipment, so I got a climber's kit.
Yes.
Yep.
Look at that. Somebody got a good, useful thing.
Lily will assist with her rope of climbing after the whole junk drawer stuff.
Yep. So, Shale, you climb up there and you see this gargantuan husk of a dead female giant up here. The mouth is closed, the eyes are also closed, and the head is tilted to the side. You see small, relatively, footprints in the dusty blanket over top of her. The footprints look to be humanoid size. Roll me a investigation. Or perception.
The first one called, so 3.
You don't find anything up here of interest. But when you go over to the creature, it's very clear there is no breathing coming from it. It is still. And the body is cold. It's been dead.
Knowing that it is dead, I'm just gonna give it a thorough once over. So while they're doing whatever, I'll just be like investigating the head, look inside the ears, the mouth, see if there's anything to discern how she may have passed.
Roll me a medicine check, and also when you approach over towards the mouth or towards the upper shoulder of this creature, you hear a voice bellow out from inside of this giant's mouth. I told you not to bother me. I'll be awake tomorrow. The mouth doesn't move.
Yeah, she almost loses her footing and falls back, but catches herself. Does it sound like a female giant?
Ooh, insight.
Sorry, I know your voice is... it's hard to tell.
Yeah. It's hard to tell. It sounds like a giant, giant squared. But with your medicine check, looking at the skin, this creature, it died through unnatural means. It was not bloodletted, it wasn't stabbed, it wasn't slain. Something happened internal inside of it that would not have been natural. You can tell the skin has different bulbous boils of intensity that comes from blood literally boiling inside of a creature. And it has other blisters across it as well that are signs of some type of foul play. But definitely was not natural death.
Looking down at Dorothy, I give her a thumbs up and investigate the mouth where the voice came from. Because it didn't move, right? There was no movement?
No, it didn't move at all. You open the mouth and the voice emanates again. I told you all. I'll be awake tomorrow.
Hello?
I told you all. I'll be awake tomorrow.
Hello?
I told you all.
Yeah.
I'll be awake tomorrow.
I called down. Something's wrong. There's a voice coming out of it, but she's not moving, and this is weird. This is like that thing you showed us, Lily.
Can I climb up and try to determine how old the body is?
With Shale's Pittance, you could do that, yes. However, everybody else, as she's calling that out, you just now opened up the large drawer. And it is a team effort to like move it and bring it down where it clanks and drops to the ground very noisily. And now each of you who are standing over it, who are not going to look over there, may roll an investigation to see what you find within the loot of the dead adventurers. Tolsha, you climb up the pittance. And medicine check. The 21 she gave me, that she did, would point to this creature has been dead for just over a week.
Would you say it's under 10 days?
Under 10 days, yes.
I can do something to. We can ask it a few questions, Shale.
Oh my god.
Oh shit.
I don't know if it will be in giant or common though.
Damn, what you mean? But if shit, go ahead.
All right. I am going to cast Speak with Dead.
Mary and Bernie, would either of you like to investigate for your own loot?
Sure.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, I'm happy you guys are so engrossed in what happened here that you don't care about the loot.
Hey
I
man, you
appreciate
just
that.
told me this big colossal thing is dead and was unnaturally dead. And then we got
No.
this stuff.
No, don't get me
We're
wrong. I want to
concerned
go figure that out, but I also want to get the loot.
Yeah.
We might need it.
So, Tolsha, you cast Speak with Dead. 4 questions. The head contorts and snaps over towards you, almost knocking Shale off as it just snaps, and the mouth just unhinges as the entire body takes a very large breath.
5 questions.
5 questions, yeah.
Who's using your body to manipulate your children?
I do not know. In Giant, which Shale can translate for you.
She does.
Keep in mind, this creature only knows the things it knew in life, not in death.
How did you die?
Small folk like you came here, tried making me work, gave me funny drink.
What did the
Then everything hurt. Everything was wrong. And I died.
what did the small folk want?
Want me and sons. Kill Kineu people sailing on water. We like the Kineu people.
That was the 4th question?
No, you're on
Oh.
4.
Where do you hide these stuff from the small folks and your valuables?
Only value is family. Small folk crap in junk drawer.
What did the small folk look like who gave you the drink?
Small, black hair, glasses, dark clothes, white gloves that he replaced several times. The other, red hair, scar through his mouth, over his head, went through hair, dark clothes, did not show his hands. And that was the last breath before the head rolls to the side and your spell expires. Shale, I assume you will translate for
Yeah,
full check.
just as it's going. Go back down and meet up with the rest of the group.
Same. I assume that those who spoke giant heard the voice outside the room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You mean that earthquake?
So, while the questions were going on, let's get to the loot. Bernie, there's a lot of light armor in here. Very clearly, whoever came through here were people who didn't fancy the heavier metals, like yourself.
Everyone should use more heavy metal. Heavy metal is the best metal.
Agreed. However, and I know this sounds like a joke, but you find a blonde wig.
All right.
When you lift the wig up, the color of it matches your hair and then switches back to being blonde for the briefest of moments.
If possible, Lily would like to borrow that from Bernie and test it out
Well,
on Miriam.
Can I?
Why don't we continue with what he found his thing?
Sorry.
Let you find your
Sorry.
thing, and then we'll talk about trading. Jeez.
We're family. We take shit from one another.
Well, now you're going last. Marion. As you are investigating through, you find a couple of knickknacks that look curious to you. There's a small leather sack that when you open it is filled with dice. However, when you look at the dice and pick them up, each of the sides and the color that correlates with it has a different color and a minor bit of magic in it. I need you to roll me a d4. Marion, d4.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I'm telling you your magical loot that you found in the thing. 2. There's only 3 dice remaining in the bag, but based off of the runic markings on it, you imagine they're somewhat powerful, probably magical in nature. Aside from that, whatever generic adventuring gear you're looking for, climbing kit, pittance, pickaxe, shovel, any crowbar, like general things they would have in here. Nothing that's perishable, however.
Did you just give me the dice of many things?
We're about to find out. Now, Lily, as you are looting through here with the two of them, you notice they find some pretty intriguing items, but you, Lily, you find 2 things. The first thing, there is a parchment-style bag that looks like folded components and tied towards the top in almost an origami shape. And when you open it up, I need you to roll me a d4. There are 4 smaller pouches in here that look very thin in nature, almost like tea bag pouches, filled with what smells like incredibly spicy, even by your standard, herbs. However, the tie around the tip of it, you can tell has an explosive, little tiny runic marking on that, which points you in the direction of this is probably magical in some capacity. Now, the other thing that you find in here is that massive spoon that you saw before. This spoon, out of the grip of that giant, is roughly the size of a mall for you. And when you lift it up, the weight of it is appropriate for that as well. And the edges of this thing seems to have a very thick, strong aspect to it. When you weigh it and swing it from side to side, there's almost a hollow whoop through, as it has an exceptional weight for you to maneuver. This appears to be magical as well. So, that is what you find. In the junk drawer, of course.
Hey Joey, I didn't want to interrupt you with when you were talking about loot. And I asked in the notes and stuff, can you describe the small folk again? I got some of the details, but I didn't get all of it.
Black slick-back hair, glasses, black clothing, white gloves that he replaced numerous times while he was talking to the giant. The other one had red hair, not slick-back or any other type of designation. Scar that went from under the lip up into the head, and the hair was parted by the scar itself. They also wore dark clothes, but never took their hands out from behind their back.
Thank you.
Yep. So, these are the magical effects that you all have found, loot-wise, from this area.
Can I take a crack at investigating the junk drawer after coming back from
Sure.
the mother?
Sure.
Investigation.
26. Seeing as there's only one more thing in this drawer to find, you do find it. Outside of all of the generic shit already, if you want any of the generic stuff, you just go, hey, would this have been in there? I go, yeah, sure. And then you can take it. You find a large stick of butter that has runic markings on the exterior of it. Yep.
Wait, when you say stick of butter, you mean butter, not like...
Butter. B-U-T-T-E-R. Roll me a D3, Tosha. Most of the butter has been used up, but there is still a reasonable, small little chunk left.
Can I try to determine what the arcane runes mean? I am proficient in Arcana.
Arcana? Arcana. $21. It's something related to slipperiness. Something.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to be meant for damaging. It's almost like a bolstering effect.
Okay.
So yeah. Everybody can meet back up now. Discuss whatever you wish to discuss.
Can I borrow Lily's pearl so I can find out what these things actually do?
All right.
On one condition.
And then Lily will look to Bernie, who's holding that blonde wig.
Bonnie, may I borrow that?
I haven't even had the chance to look at this thing yet. What is it? It's some kind of wig. It changed color when I touched it for a moment. Is it magical? Do you know if any of you?
Are you fond of wigs, Bunny?
If I'm fond of wigs,
Yeah. Do you like wearing wigs in your free time? I'm not judging. I'm just curious.
does it look like I need to? I mean, I don't have any. It's not receding, is it?
I mean, the horns do leave, lacking aspects of the upper portion of you. I was just curious. Again, you look fine. You're beautiful.
I feel like the only
I don't need a wig, but I'm just curious what it does.
It goes on your head, so
Right, but it's got it. I mean, if who would just
It
wear?
seems like Lily is very interested, and you seem to be too. And I'm just more curious, like, why?
I'm not. It's just I just find it a bit impolite when someone finds something and you immediately ask if you can have it. It's not proper. But you can have a look, Lily.
I was going to give it back, Bernie. Marion is going to test it out and figure out what it does. And I was
Right.
going to give it to him along with the pearl so he can do that.
Right, sure.
Can I ask, did Kurt take a lot of your toys when you guys were growing up?
That's
I look at Kurt. Does Kurt smile or anything? I'm asking this. Ilvorn, do you know?
yeah, he would be.
Yeah. Ilvord can answer.
Yeah.
I can't. Yeah.
I'm not gonna put Joey on the spot for that.
We had
Yeah.
to share, in theory.
So he took all your stuff.
Well, yes.
Sad
Sometimes.
Kurt.
What?
You promised to give it back to Bunny when you're done with it.
I don't need the wig. It's fine. Just
Bunny, it's fine. She will give it back to you. I promise.
If you'd like, you can hold on to this spoon.
Offers the giant spoon.
Good looking out, older sister.
I and Marion, the stick of butter. Pretty sure this is magical. Don't know who would make magic butter though.
I mean, we have magic bread.
What?
Did you forget about that? I pull out the loaf of magic bread.
So what you're saying is that we can toast that and have magic toast with magic butter.
All I need is a magic frying pan.
I have a
You
magic
have this
spoon.
magic. Yeah, put it over a flame.
All right, I'm about to get magically toasted myself. Tosha, let me know if you.
guys, I just remembered something. When we were back at the resort, I got this bean thing that I never used. I'm not sure what it does, but maybe we.
So you're saying we have magical beans and toast? Got it.
Yeah, well,
No?
I'm sure maybe we could grow something from this bean.
Well,
All
you
right,
can
everyone,
grow
put him in a
this.
pile. I'll get to him.
I mean,
Maybe
we're-
stock of
All
some
right.
kind.
we
here
already
you are.
found
No.
giants, so might as well get a beanstalk.
Lily will gather
Swear
the
to God,
magic
that means
items
it's
together
Cloud giants.
and give Miriam the pearl. But as he takes the pearl, she also slips on top of his head the blonde wig.
Sleight of hand check. Slips onto your head.
I don't have hair, so it doesn't. I know that's on my head.
But now the hair bellows behind you in Fabio style.
Well, while
And Marion, you can sense the hair is attempting to allow you to attune to it.
it's on my head, I'm gonna just do the identify.
Okay. This is a wig of protection. It gives you a +1 to your AC and all saving
Are you
throws.
shitting me?
Are you fucking with us?
Nope. Nope.
The best part is that's actually really good for
Random
Miriam.
magic. A random magic item generator gave me the idea of a generic item with a random item in the world. That's what came out, and I said, fuck it, I'm doing it.
Okay.
I've never heard of this. If you wear this wig, you... Lily, you know what a ring of protection is, right?
Nods.
This is a wig form.
Lily begins laughing hysterically.
I think you deserve that one, Miriam. But it's not my choice, it's Bernie's choice.
A wig of protection. I mean, is it some kind of transformed helmet then, or what?
Your guess is as good as mine. I think a wizard and an artificer got drunk. As I take off the wig and hand it back to Bernie.
You're not wrong.
Well, thanks. I mean, do you think it could be sort of like added onto a helmet to have one of those, like horse mane helmets? They look kind of cool.
Absolutely.
That would be cool. That would be.
That could look cool.
Is there a maker's name inside the wig of who made it?
You open it up, Marion. Investigation.
Guidance.
It has a signature in it that you don't recognize, but the name is Silky. Silkie. Silky. You don't know this mage, so they're not somebody famous. But yeah, this was crafted. Now, what's the next thing that you wish to identify?
I'd like to identify the bean Bernie apparently has, or is that a running joke he came up with?
No, he's had this the entire time.
Yes, I would like to identify the
Since
thing
you
you've been
met
carrying.
Seeds.
Without knowing.
You've had that since you met Seeds.
Oh. Wait, it's not the acorn, is it? We threw those away.
Yeah, it's not an acorn. It's a bead.
Okay.
Bead. D.
Oh.
Bead.
Okay.
Right?
Or-
B-E-A-D? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, I'm not. Let me just
Like a
double
marble.
check here.
Because a bean is like baked beans, like a kidney
Yeah, no, I
bean,
think
something you
no,
eat.
it's actually a bean of some kind. Yeah.
All right, I'll identify the bean.
He said that it could be used one time, and if I recall correctly, it wasn't entirely certain what it would do.
Marion, this is a magic bean.
I get.
A single lone magic bean.
Uh-huh.
Do you need me to tell you what it could possibly do?
Yes, because I don't know what this is. Do we have to...
A magic bean is a single bean that comes from a magical item called the Bag of Beans. This magical item can only be crafted through natural means, not archaic means. If you dump the bag's contents on the ground, they explode in a 10-foot radius. So if you throw it on the ground, it will explode in a radius. And each creature within that 10-foot area has to make a DC 15 saving throw or take, since it's a single bean, 1d4 fire damage, or half as much on a successful one. If you remove the bean, plant it into dirt or sand, and then water it, the bean produces an effect 1 minute later from the ground where it was planted. And this effect can range from kind of funny to potentially very dangerous to potentially pretty cool. It doesn't tell you specifically the things that it can do because there's about 10 different things it can do.
You have a magic slot machine. Here you go.
What does that mean? What is a slot machine?
You know poker? You know cards?
Yes, I know what poker is.
Like that, but it's rigged against you.
Right.
So poker.
You plant this and water it. In about a minute, something will happen.
Huh, interesting.
Well,
From the bean's source and origin. So
at least out here it wouldn't harm anyone if we were to try it.
Well, I mean, but why would we use it here? I mean, do you have any idea what sort of effect might come about?
It could be a whoopee cushion effect. It could grow a beanstalk. It could blow us all up. I don't know.
if you would like, Tolsha and Shale could roll Arcana checks. Well, Shale, I assume you have no chance. All right, Tolsha.
Oh, sorry.
It could produce poisons in a toadstool sprout that appears. It could erupt in a sprout of water, beer, berry, tea, vinegar, wine, oil, 30 feet into the air for a good amount of time, couple of minutes. It could sprout a treant. It could sprout a stone statue. It could produce a campfire with blue flames that just immediately appears. It could sprout these shrieker creatures that can be very damaging and hurtful to your ears. They can deafen people, sometimes long term. It could sprout toad crawlers, which are also dangerous, and you'd have to fight them. It could also sprout a boulet. It could sprout a fruit tree that grows a number of fruits that act as magical potions when you pluck from it. It could sprout a nest of eggs that, after eating it, has a timed effect before it explodes the inside of an individual's body. It could sprout a mummy lord inside of their own pyramid.
Wait, so it would summon the pyramid around it too?
Yep. And it could sprout a beanstalk that grows to heights that has rumors of creatures being up there.
I will relay that to everyone from what I've read about this kind of thing.
Yes, right. So this thing is pure chaos, is what you're
Yes.
saying, right?
So whatever you do, don't give it to Lily.
What?
Lily says as she's literally standing next to a hole she dug.
I had no intention of doing that.
Also, make sure she doesn't
Sorry,
swipe
Lily.
it off. Also, make sure she doesn't swipe it off you.
Right. Well, I mean,
That makes sense that Seeds gave us that.
It does.
It can be handy as a kind of last resort thing if we ever need it, though. Do you think if we were to add some of that enlarging substance, or I'm not sure what you call it, if we add a few drops of that to it, do you think the effect itself would be bigger as well?
Just off my knowledge of magic, when that's a magic, it can't absorb it.
No, but
Although it is a bean, so it is living.
I'll take that. I'll take that explanation. Thank you.
Give the DM give a break here.
Canon. It's canon. The wizard said it. It's canon.
Magic can't absorb magic.
What about
Unless
counterspell
you
then?
expand the magic.
But, well, I don't know. Okay.
You want to identify the next?
Sure, let's go with the butter since we're on food.
Okay. This is the battle butter. As a bonus action, you can grease the bottoms of your feet with this butter. While your feet are greased, your movement speed is doubled until the end of your next turn. However, if you do not move up to your full movement on your turn or do not move in a straight line, make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw. On a success, you continue your movement as normal. On a failed save, you keep moving in your initial direction for the remainder of your movement. If you collide with a creature or object as a result of this movement, you take 1d4 bludgeoning damage, or for every 10 feet you have moved on your turn. The effect lasts on your feet for 1d4 rounds.
Joey, quick question, because I'm just organizing it in the party loot. Is that a consumable, as in it can run out, or it's...
Yes. A stick of butter comes with 3 charges. You only have 1 remaining. So you have a 1 time for D4 rounds, doubling your base movement speed.
I think
However, if you don't use that to just run in a straight line, you could slip and move around places chaotically.
explain that.
What are we identifying next?
Since we're having a picnic here, I'm going to identify the ant queen.
The ant queen? So you'd have to let her out of the jar.
Oh, I forgot about that.
And that's a fire ant.
Let's go with the spoon first.
The spoon.
The big spoon.
Wait. What happened? Wait.
I give
There
the butter to Bernie.
Right, so now I have a bean, I have butter,
Blonde wig.
butter bean, and blonde butter bean.
This is Blood Stirrer. It is a maul, technically. This silver teaspoon was originally enchanted to gently stir tea on command. However, following unrelated magical hijinks, it has grown to over 6 feet in length, leaving the original enchantment quite dangerous. You gain a +1 bonus to attack rolls and damage rolls with this magic weapon. While attuned to this weapon, so it's just that without attunement. While attuned to this weapon, you can use an action to set it to start stirring. When you do so, the spoon leaves your hand and starts flying around you in a sweeping motion. At the end of each of your turns, each creature within 5 feet of you must succeed on a DC 15 dexterity saving throw or take 2d6 bludgeoning damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful. The spoon continues to stir until you grasp its shaft again on your turn. No action required.
A really good thing, because I was tempted to do it. Lily was going to say stir once she had gotten the spoon.
Well, it only works for the individual who attunes to it.
Fair enough.
But at minimum, it's a +1 maul.
Oh, wow.
That's a spoon for sure.
Yep. All right.
And
All right, let's... sorry.
The last item, correct?
Yeah, the dice.
All right. These dice are chromatic dice. When you roll them and throw it at somebody upon rolling it, you cast... It's the chaotic orb, right?
Chromatic orb?
Chromatic orb?
Chromatic orb or chaos bolt. Those are like the random ones.
Sorry, I said D6s. They're D8s. It is Chaos Bolt. Each die is a consumable cast of Chaos Bolt at its primary level. take the die, you throw it, and Chaos Bolt.
Now, despite my better judgment, I need to see what's going on with this ant.
Well, before you get to the ant,
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
Yeah, Lily?
Okay. Before you get to the ant, there is also the bag of spices that Lily had, with pouches and whatnot.
Yeah,
Oh, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
we really do have a magic kitchen.
All right,
Yeah, I'm
let's
not
get some.
complaining.
Let's get some fusa.
All right. You identify this as the pepper grain grenade. You imagine the mage who came through here probably had a thing for food. This parchment wrapped parcel is filled with magical enchanted spices. What did you roll for? You have 4, right? Yeah, you have 4. There are 4 pepper grain grenades inside of the parcel you have. You can use an action to throw the grenade up to 60 feet. The spices are released on impact and the item is destroyed. Each creature within 5 feet of where the grenade lands must make a DC 15 Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, a creature takes 2d8 fire damage and is blinded for 1 minute. On a successful save, it takes half as much damage and isn't blinded, but the pepper grain bomb, and isn't blinded by the pepper grain bomb. A blinded creature can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of his turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. The spices in a single pepper grain grenade can also be used to season up to 8 meals. A creature that eats a meal laced with the spices must succeed on DC 12 con save or take 1d8 fire damage.
Hey, Joey, can you just copy paste that description into the...
I have handouts I can give all of you.
Thank God.
Inside of Discord.
Thank you.
Because these are specific, well, some of these are specific purchased magical items for you guys to use.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
When it comes to the ant, I can try to ask it not to bite you, Miriam.
I'm sorry, one more time.
I can try to ask the ant not to bite you.
Does anyone have gloves?
I have gauntlets.
I do. Here. Hand him.
Thank you.
And you identify the ant.
Yep.
This is a queen of the colony ant. It has a mind control enchantment put upon it that allows somebody to force it to do things. That is all.
I would like to do one last investigation around this cave, looking for a specific item. The gloves described.
The gloves described?
Yeah, there was
What?
an individual, a small individual, who was said to have been replacing and using multiple gloves. I want to see if there's any type of discarded glove somewhere in this cave.
Ah.
Clever.
I like it. I like it. Roll me an investigation.
My favorite.
Can I assist?
13.
Not in the kitchen, but in that previous room that you were in, near the entrance. You do see a pair of gloves folded over one another and kind of just tossed into the corner. They are pure white, and when you pick the gloves up, there's no sullying, there's no dirt, dust, anything on them. They are pristine.
I grab them, and as we're kind of huddled around the groups, I just tap Pulsha on the shoulder. I go, I think we might know who these belong to.
Black hair. Do they look like men glove, women glove?
They look like gloves. Gloves are relatively genderless unless they're like really frilly.
Yeah, I was
They
just
look
trying.
like poof poof gloves.
Yeah.
No, they are not poof poof gloves. They look like gloves.
You know, just why don't you identify these as well, Miriam, just in case?
Sure.
Shale, I assume you'll hand over.
I already handed them to Pulsha. Just,
Okay.
yep.
These are pristine gloves. The gloves have a magical enchantment to stop them from ever having any dirt put upon them.
Why would he just throw these away then? They're enchanted to never get dirty. How many pairs are over there?
Only the one.
We found the one.
That can't be a common enchantment, can it?
It'd be like
It's not commonly made, but it's a common difficulty to craft. You put one aspect of prestidigitation on a pair of gloves. That's it.
Joey, quick question. Can Lily sort of insight check, like, based off the way that these gloves were discarded, can she insight whether it was because this person has, like, a germophobia, or if it's because they wanted to plant these gloves there for if someone thwarted their plans for them to find?
I cannot let you make that ability check unless you know more about the individual.
Fair enough.
You can have both of these theories active inside of your mind. That is easy enough. But as for answering that based off of a roll, you would have to know the individual.
Okay.
Or something more about them, you know?
Well, if anything, we might want to keep an eye out for any individuals wearing similar kinds of gloves.
Yes. If you recall as well, there was a suspicious individual that was going to be watching us, but I believe we've at the very least lost their trail briefly, and we've dealt with the giants as necessary, so let us head back to the boat.
Yes. Miriam, you wouldn't happen to have a way to speak, was it Zemnian?
I don't think there was ever an opportunity.
Tongues.
I don't have tongues. That's Kurt.
And me.
Not anymore.
Well,
I have tongues, but I can't read. I can't read with tongues. I can only speak with tongues.
Yeah, before we leave this place, though, I mean, this giant corpse says it's going to be wake up tomorrow. Do we know if that is actually some kind of truth, or is it just a deception?
Oh, she's 100% dead.
Right, but could be revived as a zombie or something. I'd rather not have to fight an undead version of that thing.
Not without powerful magic.
That does bring up a point that could be useful as well, if it wasn't already done.
Joey, quick question. The mama, can an augment be made out of her?
She has been dead for over a week.
Oh, shit. Okay. Never mind then.
There's an expiration to them. You can do the body outside, but not the mama. Not the mama.
Not the mama.
Nobody? Okay, thank you, somebody.
Well, I think we should take some steps to ensure the body is destroyed. Can we put this whole cave to fire or something?
Well, I mean, that bed is flammable.
Or Tulsha, as a cleric of a god, can you sanctify the remains so they cannot be reanimated?
I don't have that ability to. Do I have that ability?
I just did it outside. It doesn't last forever.
You could have it tomorrow, but it only lasts for a minute.
I
As for a higher level, sanctifying an entire area, you're not high enough level
I
yet.
thought ceremony would be a good enough spell for that.
Ceremony's not a spell in my games.
Oh, it's a ritual though. Okay.
Yeah, but even then,
It's
it
not
doesn't
a
last
spell.
forever. It's like a week.
You can perform ceremonies and ask for favors from your god, but there is no mechanical spell called ceremony in my games.
Okay.
I can attempt to ask my deity to dispose of the body.
I suppose I can ask for some. At least we could do a funeral rite for the corpse.
I mean, I could burn the old lady. I'm sure that would take care of it.
It would.
Right. So just because I do think ceremony is on the paladin spell list, so I could, like,
You can perform ceremonies. Mechanically, there is no spell called ceremony in my game. So you never have to prepare it. And if you're looking to gain one of those very specifically desired effects, that's not an option. But you can still perform a ceremony as a cleric or paladin.
Right.
And certain druids and so on and so forth.
well, let's take the extra time to do this then. We'll perform a funeral rite and cremate the giant, and we should also do this for the adventurers we found. Maybe not cremate them, but at least give them a proper burial.
You all spend probably this entire evening preparing proper burials for the adventurers slain to these creatures of the realm, as well as a fire to help limit any potential dangers these giants could still give to each of you. Tolsha and Bernie, you both are performing a ceremony for these respectively.
Well, I'd be wanting to do it for the adventurers. I don't mind if Telsha wants to do the giant.
I'll do the giants.
Tolsha, roll me a D100. That's good. Tolsha. You perform your ceremony. And what is it that you are asking your divine influence to assist you with in this ceremony?
I am going to be asking for my deity to ensure that these beings cannot be raised against me or his will, or their will, and that may their abilities benefit both himself and us, perhaps in the future.
At your current level, you can't demand something like that. However, the assisting part. The body engulfs in this blackish flame that begins to boil all of the blood inside of it outside the creature, where it slowly turns into nothing but piles of ash on the ground. Every remnant of this creature is destroyed, consumed by that flame. Bernie, roll me your D100.
opposite ends.
Yeah. What were you asking for in your ceremony?
Well, as sort of part of the ceremony, I'm taking the time to dig each of them a grave. And I ask you, Lowbearer, and to intercede on behalf of these souls and give them the rest they deserve, the peace they deserve in the afterlife. And make sure they cannot be returned as undead in any shape or form.
One of the bodies from these adventurers, as you were moving them into the proper grave, they have a soft complexion, smooth, feminine. Their clothes and armor look to be made out of wood for protective nature. And as you perform this ceremony over them, you see a tiny root sprout. And then a shield embedded into the dirt for that one root. Not a physical shield, just the imprint of one.
Can I roll a knowledge religion, all that?
Sure, yeah.
No idea what that means.
The best you can relate, the lawbearer might not have been able to hear you, but something did.
I just nod and I have faith in, the lawbearer, but also the other gods. So, yeah.
Yeah, you can't pinpoint which, but some type of deity. Listen.
And I also added just a short prayer to the Raven Queen at the end.
Okay. Yeah, I know this is your domain. Cool. But anyways, with all of you successfully slaying the giants and doing a good deed, I think this is where we're going to end the session. And when we come back next week, all of you venture back onto the boat, and hopefully you can sail off and meet your daddy soon. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. Hope you all had a fantastic time. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you next time. Goodbye.